Well, welcome back to the channel. We left Broken Hill this morning and travelled to Yunta, where the boys left us, and they've headed across to Wilpena Pound on 200 kilometres of dirt back roads. Because of the trailer, we've got to keep going on the blacktop. We'll head down to Peterborough and then Oodlawirra, and then stop in Hawker for a nice coffee hopefully, and then continue on to Rawnsley Park Station and start setting up our camp for the next week. We're really looking forward to this, and we'll get back to you soon with some travel stories. Well, good morning. Okay, day one in the Flinders Ranges. We've all been looking forward to this. It's taken us about a week to get here. Some have come from Tasmania, some from North Queensland, Brisbane, and the Gold Coast. So this is going to be like herding cats because everyone's got a limited time here, and of course they've got a number of things that they want to try and see. Today, Howard and I are going to head on the Motorbike scenic route out to the Outback Highway, up to Beltana to see if the old hotel, which closed 80 years ago, has finally opened. It must be getting pretty close. And then we'll come back down the Outback Highway to Parachilna and to the Prairie Hotel, the famous Prairie Hotel, where we'll meet the boys for lunch. They're going up to Razorback and then out through Bratchna Gorge to Parachilna, and they'll be meeting us there for lunch, and then we'll plan the rest of the afternoon once we arrive. So we're really looking forward to this, and I hope you saw from some of the pictures in the introduction, as we settled in last night, the colours and the things that were literally within walking distance from our front door was pretty spectacular. The turn-off to Motorbike Scenic Drive is about 23 kilometres north of Hawker on the Wilpena Road. The drive takes you through Aqaba Station and Murnamora Station, and it's between the Elder Range and Wilpena Pound. It is a really great run, about 30 kilometres, and takes you from, well, I guess the Outback Way back into the R.M. Williams Way, or vice versa for us, of course, because we're heading north. It really is a lovely run, lots of things to look for. The only thing I would recommend is don't do it if it's been raining.
This will take us through to the Outback Highway.
The drive today from Rawnsley Park Station will be about 145, 150 kilometres by the time we get to Beltana. We've got about 30 kilometres of this Outback Scenic Road, and then we hit the blacktop on the Outback Way for the remainder of the journey. So this road's in really great nick, considering all the weather that has been up here just before we arrived. It's a bit bumpy in a few places, but you'd expect that, and the water crossings are all dry. I wouldn't want to ride it if it had been raining, but it is a really wonderful run, so come up and have a look. Beltana is an historic South Australian state heritage area. It was founded in 1870s as a service hub for the Overland Telegraph, the Ghan Railway and mining operations. It was also a vital camel-based transport centre for the Afghan cameleers who helped service the arid region. After its initial boom and subsequent decline due to the rise of Lee Creek, Beltana continues to exist as a cultural hub and a testament to early settlement hardships, with its significance recognised by its declaration as a state heritage area in 1987. The key elements of the place, I guess, or the timetable, was the early settlement and pastoralism. The land was first taken up in the 1850s, with the Beltana Pastoral Company establishing a significant presence by 1860. The Overland Telegraph and mining, the establishment of the Overland Telegraph line and the development of copper mining around the 1870s led to the survey of the Beltana township and the construction of a repeater station. The Beltana Pastoral Company imported camels and Afghan drivers in the 1860s, making the area a crucial centre for camel-based transport in the region. With the arrival of the railway in 1881 and the subsequent influx of people after the closure of the Sliding Rock copper mine, Beltana flourished. However, the town's fortune declined with the rise of the Lee Creek coal mine in the 1940s and the realignment of the main Outback highway in 1983. It's now pretty well a ghost town, but a beautiful destination.
Considering how long the building's been empty, it's in remarkable condition. And what's been done to the outside, the updates, is a credit to the owners, who are both in their 70s, doing a remarkable job.
We'll give you a light meals, stacked potatoes and the like. So the building's been lovingly restored. We've done 7 of the 17 rooms. There's still 10 to go, and we hope you enjoy the ambience of it. We've tried to stay true to its original decor, so the colours are matched to what was here. We have kept some shades of some of the where we found wallpaper underneath things. You can see that. At the moment, we have an exhibition that'll be here for a year of photos of the Ghan railway line. So you can come in and have a look at all the places that the old Ghan railway line had a siding, and there's a photo of each one of them in some form or other. And you're welcome to have a look and mosey around the exhibition.
This is one of the iconic motorcycle tourism destinations, and I urge you guys to get up here. The publicans are absolutely incredible. The hotel has been closed since the mid-50s when the Ghan railway line closed here. There's still a few fantastic old buildings to see. One of the best motorcycle trips I've ever done in my life. Expect to see you to come here and have a beer with them. Cheers. Parachilna Fettlers cottages are just up a little further on our right. They're the remains of stone barracks that were built for the railway workers who maintained the Ghan line of the Central Australian Railway, which ran from 1878 to 1980. These historical buildings, located on the western side of the old line, are a statement to the railway's importance in the Flinders Ranges before its closure. The cottages were built as barracks for the single men who were responsible for the upkeep of the line. They lived in isolated, basic conditions, as you will see in the remote Outback.
Well, we've arrived at the Prairie Hotel. I'm really looking forward to seeing the menu. I know it's got camels, emu, kangaroo and wild goat. Now, I'm an animal lover just like all of you guys, but I don't have to worry about what I eat because I've been told it's all roadkill. Okay, it's time now to head to Blinman on the Parachilna Gorge Road. The lunch was absolutely sensational. I tried the emu, the kangaroo, and the camel sausages. All of them were absolutely outstanding. But we'll stop about halfway along this dirt road at Angarachina Station because we want to get some fuel and then figure out which way we're going to head directly into Blinman to get a coffee at the miner's crib. The main group have gone on ahead and I'll catch up with them at Angarachina when we all fuel up. I hope this is not someone racing back because there's a problem. No, he's not one of ours. He's another adventure rider out here having a good look around. So you've got to sit way back from the group when you do this because the dust will just completely eliminate your filming efforts.
It's about 35 kilometres from Parachilna to Blinman, and this road was the original track that the copper wagon trains ran from Blinman to the old copper mine that used to be there to Parachilna to the railhead so that the copper could be moved on elsewhere. It's a really interesting road with some very sad graves along the way.
Well, it looks like the guys have refueled at Angarachina Station. I'm about to do the same. A very interesting little place this. You can actually stay here on the station. It's a very large working sheep station. But you can stay here if you want to, if you've got some camping equipment. And I do think they may have a few cabins. However, they've got fuel and a bit of a basic workshop with tyres and things. So we'll just wait and see what happens, I guess. But I'll just find out what's happening with the others. They're going to Blinman, good, right, through the Glass Gorge. I'll pass on that. I know it. It's very dusty, very dirty, and the sand's quite thick, so filming will be pretty impossible. So I'll go straight down the Parachilna Road, stay on this side of the dirt, and we'll meet up at the cafe in Blinman. Blinman's history centres on the discovery of copper by a shepherd named Robert Blinman in 1859. This led to mining operations starting here in 1862, and it became the largest and longest lasting copper mine in the Flinders Ranges. The town grew to a population of over 1,500 at its peak, but declined after the mine's final closure in 1910, becoming the tiny picturesque settlement that it is today. Now, the primary industry now is tourism, centred around the historic Blinman mine, which offers underground tours. The population in 2021 census was only 43 people. Well, it's not far to Blinman now, maybe about another 15 kilometres. It's a really interesting little place, and I'm hoping the boys won't be too far behind me. Although they've gone through Glass Gorge, the distance that we've both travelled is about the same. So I look forward to catching up with them at the Miners Crib Cafe. I've been waiting for a while now, had a few coffees, but there's no sign of anyone, and now I've got a message. One of the boys have broken their chain because apparently the Glass Gorge is pretty sandy. They fixed it with some fencing wire. That didn't work either, and someone's gone back to Parachilna station to see if they can get a part there. They've told me to head home and to get the fire pit ready and the barbecue going for dinner, and that they'll get there as soon as they can. So I'll head back to the ranch and I'll catch up with you all a bit later. I'll give you a summary once I've got the fire going. It's 60 k's from Blinman to Rawnsley Park Station, so rather than keep you occupied with all this blacktop riding, I stopped at most of the lookouts on the way back, so I'll show you some of the pictures that I was able to get, and I'll give you an update as to what's happening tomorrow once I get the fire going.
Well, everyone has arrived back safely to camp. That's the main thing. Thanks to the generosity of a passing motorcyclist who happened to be carrying the very spare part needed to repair the chain, everyone's back here in time for dinner, which is even better. Tomorrow there are some big plans for the day. Everyone's going back to the Magic Lookout, Razorback, probably the most photographed place in the Flinders Ranges, and then on to Bunyaroo Gorge, and then Parachilna Gorge, and with a little bit of luck we might even find some yellow-footed wallabies. What will happen after that I'm not sure, but I do know that some of the riders then want to go and try and have a look at Skytrek, but I guess we'll figure that out once we get going tomorrow. So this is the end now of part 2. Part 3 will be out in a week or so. Okay, bye.